Hello everybody and welcome to Team Tyne Innovation's vlog page again. I'm delighted today to be at the Stroke Association. This is one of the charities that we're supporting. Guy Clack, one of our team members, lost a very close family friend to this type of trauma. So we're delighted to be able to support them. And so I'm going to meet up with two members, Lauren and Kelly, and they're going to give me an understanding of what the association does. And hopefully as a result of this video, those out there like yourselves will help support this wonderful charity. Lauren, Kelly, thank you very much for inviting me here today to the Stroke Association. I wonder if you can just tell us a bit about the organisation first of all.
So we're the leading charity in the UK, solely concentrating on supporting stroke survivors and their families. In the UK, every year 152,000 people are affected by stroke. So it's really important that we're here to make sure that they get the rehabilitation they need following a stroke, to make sure that they have the best possible quality of life.
So obviously, your jobs are in the fundraising area of the Stroke Association, and obviously it's very expensive. Presumably the business as a whole is quite expensive. So what's your job exactly? How do you manage to bring in that money?
I work as a community fundraiser, so I work in and about Newcastle, Northumberland, and basically pretty much the whole of the North East, working with people to try and support their fundraising ideas that they've come up with themselves. We have national events that we run, like step outs, resolution runs, and then we have our more local campaigns, like our Bring My Sunshine parties and our Make My Purple event.
We support people to do their own fundraising activities for us, because often if someone's been affected by a stroke, they want to do something to give back following the rehabilitation support or the care that their loved ones have received. So often we'll get contacted from lots of lovely people across the North East saying they want to hold a fundraising evening or sponsored walk or something like that, and so we support them to do that, to maximise their fundraising and make sure they've got everything they need for it.
And those funds then, and say in the North East, how are those funds used?
We've got a number of service coordinators who go out to people's homes, meet with people in the hospital wards, make sure that they've got everything they need to make their life as easy as possible following their stroke once they go home. Rehabilitation around physiotherapy, support for communication issues that people may have following their stroke, and also social activities so they can get together. So we've got carers groups and the communication groups so people can come along and learn how to communicate in different ways. We also have social activities where we do a lot of sports. There's a walking football club, we've got a gardening club. So there's lots of different ways that we bring stroke survivors and their families together to try and improve things for them and make sure that they've got the things they need at a time when they really, really do need that support.
And to give our sort of audience here a scale of the operation you run, how many people are working for the Stroke Association in the North East?
We've got just under 50 people across the North East and Cumbria, so they go out across the whole of the area, ranging from our fantastic team of administrators within the regional office, and then some of our satellite offices across the region, to the service coordinators and the fundraising team as well. So we've got community development manager who helps us to work closely with our local clubs and groups to make sure that stroke survivors right across the board have got access to all of the services.
And how many survivors are you currently supporting? Do you have an idea of that sort of scale of operation?
Unfortunately, it changes all the time. Numbers are increasing. People do tend to have strokes younger than most people expect. So I think the perception is that if you have a stroke, you're an old person. But unfortunately, we have quite a lot of young people in the region who are affected by stroke. Babies, children, young adults. So the numbers tend to change all the time. I believe we had in the region of 4,000 referrals last year alone across the region, so there's a lot of people affected.
In terms of obviously people out there who have suffered, what message would you give them in terms of the benefits that the Stroke Association can give them?
Well, we as a charity, our message to people is that we can conquer stroke, and we believe in life after stroke. So we're hoping that everybody can access all the services we provide, and in the outlook that we can provide a better life for them and their families post-stroke. We know it's not going to be easy, but we are there for them, and as a charity the message is, like I said, that there is life after stroke.
Okay, Lauren, Kelly, thank you very much for giving us an update on what Stroke Association is all about. Now we're going to have a look around and maybe go and see the garden club and have a chat to some of the other colleagues. And what I'd say to the people listening to this video is, you know, the Stroke Association has done a fantastic job. A lot of people are affected by it. I have a family friend as well who unfortunately has had a stroke, so I know how it can affect people and their families and their wider network. So it's a great job you guys do, and we're looking forward to supporting you on our journey.
Thank you very much.
So I'm with Ali here, and we're looking at actually how he supports people who've had strokes in the community, and that's with the gardening project. So Ali, if you can just explain a bit more to us.
Yeah, well, I'm a coordinator for a service called Community Integration, and the idea is this helps people who've had stroke or brain injuries get back out into the community, meet other people with the condition. But this specific project was originally a partnership with Thrive, a horticultural charity, who started off, and basically people can, with stroke and also other brain injuries, can come down, try out gardening, meet other people with a similar interest, socialise. They love tea and coffee is a big part of the breakout time, but we've also got some DIY tasks going on, so people can do practical activities which they may have stopped doing since their stroke, and it's in a safe environment with support from the staff, and then build their confidence really, and hopefully then they can take that back out into the community and start doing things in their own environments once they've built their confidence up and try that out themselves. Yeah.
So to help you in this project, it would be really good if maybe gardening centres and DIY centres helped you sort of support this activity, because obviously you're relying upon charitable support, and that'd be a nice idea, wouldn't it?
Oh, fantastic idea. We've luckily had some donations from local nurseries, and we did have a really nice offer last season from Dobbies, and where we were able to get some tools and compost and odds and ends for the garden. But anything that anyone can donate would be a huge help, because we do have a sort of a limited budget, and it's, as everyone knows, it's a competitive area of trying to get funding, so anything would help. Thank you.
Okay, so that's the message for people out there. If you'd like to support this good activity, whether you're a garden centre, a DIY centre, or just anybody who's into gardening, then please do support them at the Stroke Association. Thank you.
So one of the things we recommend is if someone suspects that their loved one's having a stroke, or someone they're with is having a stroke, is that they perform the FAST test. And FAST stands for face, arms, speech, and then T is for time, which is time to call 999. So what we would do in a situation where we feel someone may be having a stroke is to ask them if that person can smile, and they can have a good smile on the face, and the face is all moving the way that you would expect it to move. That person's passed that part of the test. The next part is arms. We ask them to raise their arms up as high as they can. If, as Lauren can move her both arms up like that, it's absolutely fine. But if Lauren, one of them was dropping slightly, or perhaps she couldn't raise them at all, that would be an indicator that there's possibly something wrong. The next thing is the S is for speech, and that is making sure that the person can speak correctly. So I wouldn't ask Lauren a question where she could nod or shake her head, because we're mimics, and we will, if I said, Lauren, are you not feeling very well? Do you not feel very well? She'd probably agree with me. So I would ask Lauren, can you tell me what your name is?
Lauren.
So Lauren knows what her name is, but if Lauren perhaps slurred that speech or didn't say the right name, perhaps if I asked her what her name was and she said Tuesday or Windmill, we know that that's not right, but obviously Lauren's thinking about it, but it's not the right answer, so there's obviously signs that something's wrong there. So then we would say definitely T for time to call 999, get that person to hospital as soon as possible, because the sooner we get them there, the more of the brain we can save.
We are looking for any single one of these, though. We don't need to see all of them, just one of them.
The message there is, if you suspect a stroke, then fast. Facial, arms, speech, time.